Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to show you how you can renew your Simplicity SSO certificate. Very important, this is an action that you need to take before January 10, 2019. And if you ask yourself, am I impacted? Well, actually, most of our enterprise customers have single sign-on enabled. It's one of our security's best practice to have single sign-on enabled, and more than 95% of our customers have that deployed. Now, SSO is something that you can use with or without Active Directory Sync to auto provision and deprovision users. And it's usually also part of the proof of concept. And the benefit for you and your end users is that there is one password less to remember. So most likely you are impacted unless you are using a service like Okta or OneLogin for single sign-on, because those providers will do that certificate change automatically and there's nothing required from your end. Now, why do you need to renew the certificate? Simplicity single sign-on requires an exchange of certificates. The customer installs a Simplicity SSO certificate in their identity provider and they upload their token signing certificate in the Simplicity admin console. That is how the trust works between the two. Unfortunately, a certificate has always an expiration date. The last one was expired in 2015, and on January 10 we will have to do this again. You must replace your old SSO certificate with the new certificate. Customer success team has reached out to all our customers to assist them with this SSO migration. But what if you do nothing? Actually, that's my favorite question. Users who try to log in will get an error message, and even if they would use your custom domain, they won't be able to access the environment. So to avoid any outage on your Simplicity environment, it is best to do some preparations before January the 10th. And it's very simple and takes less than 10 minutes. You have already received an email from Simplicity where we are urging you to take some actions before January the 10th. And in that email, there is a link to a support article. For the most popular identity providers, we have instructions, but also has a link to the new certificate. When you click on the link in the support article, you will be brought to a page where the certificate is. And from there, you can simply download the certificate. You copy it to a text editor. You save it as a text file. And here in the example, I called it 2019 Simplicity SSO certificate. And I gave it the extension CER. And you copy that file to your ADFS server. Very simple. On the ADFS server, you install the certificate in your Simplicity Relying Party Trust. You do that by opening the ADFS Management Console and navigate to your Simplicity SSO Relying Party Trust. In the properties, you will see a screen like this, and you just copy that file here in the tab Signatures. Just add the new certificate to that existing old certificate. On January 10, when the new certificate is going to be effective, at that moment we will expire the old certificate, and at that moment you can also remove that old certificate from your ADFS server Relying Party Trust for Simplicity. So let's do that preparation. You see I received an email from Simplicity with an action required that the SSO certificate is going to expire. I navigate to the support article by clicking on the link in the email where I get all the instructions for each of my service providers and also the link to the SSO certificate. Clicking on the SSO certificate brings me to this certificate file, which I simply copy, and in Notepad I create a new file where I paste the certificate and save it to my desktop, where I'm going to call this 2019 Simplicity SSO certificate with the extension CER. On my ADFS server, here under Relying Party Trusts, I see a warning about my Relying Party Trust, and that warning is also visible here under the tab Signatures, and it warns me that my certificate is going to expire within 30 days. So the only thing I need to do is simply add that new certificate, which I copied to my ADFS server, and add that here to the list of certificates. Click apply. You see that the warning message will now disappear, and I am prepared for January 10 when the certificate is going to be rolled over. So let's give that a test. I can do that by navigating to my custom domain website. I can authenticate, and I already see success. It brings me to my file section of my account. So with that, I am prepared for the SSO certificate renewal that's going to happen on January the 10th, 2019. After January 10, I can simply remove the old certificate, which is no longer needed, and at that moment, I'll be using the new certificate for single sign-on. So finally, as a summary, how to renew the SSO certificate for Simplicity SSO. Like we said, it's very simple. It doesn't take much time, but you need to prepare yourself by opening the email that was sent to you, click on the link and navigate to the support article where you can download the certificate, copy it to your identity provider, and update the SSO identity or the relying party trust for ADFS with that new certificate. After January the 10th, you can remove the old certificate. That is the moment that we rolled over. If you need any help at any time, feel free to contact your Simplicity Customer Success Manager or contact us for any other SSO assistance, or if you would like to implement AD Sync, for example. Thank you very much, and have a good year. Bye bye.